you pregnant and alone? You have options. The Sanctuary of Hope offers expectant mothers ages 12 to 22 a place to live, medical care, counseling, continued education, and options to raise your baby in a loving environment or help you with adoption. We want to help provide you and your baby with a bright future. Call us or email us today and let's walk through this together. 210-499-1554 or sohcares.org. All inquiries are confidential.
The Dear Agency specializes in helping you understand your coverage before you need it. We offer all lines of personal and commercial insurance, including auto, home, and life. Contact Dawn Deer at 210-507-2169 and visit us at 7529 North Loop 1604 in Live Oak, Texas, or farmersagent.com/ddeer.
I Am Refocused Radio is brought to you by Documation, service that serves. Technology solutions to keep you moving forward. Visit nation.com today. You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shemaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shemaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. Today, man, we have an awesome show lined up for you. We're doing video. So I'm up early and she is actually in overseas outside the United States. Today, we're talking to Ms. Sneha Krishnani, and we're going to be talking about her life journey as an entrepreneur, a business consultant. And she's doing big things with all businesses all around the world. So without further ado, I just want to welcome her to the show and say, how are you doing today?
Hey, Shemaya, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me. It's lovely being here. Hope you're having a great morning.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And today we're going to be talking about everything that you're doing. You're doing a lot of brand coaching for businesses, consult work. So without further ado, tell the audience just a little bit about yourself.
Okay, hi everyone. So I'm Sneha Krishnani, born and brought up in India. And after my MBA in marketing, I worked as a marketing expert for various firms such as Kimberly Clark, KPMG, Sony Pictures Networks. And I always felt that there was something lacking. And in my last job, I was heading marketing for a German firm called Sternhagen. And even though I loved my job and I was traveling and I was meeting a lot of people and everything was amazing, but I always felt that there was something lacking, right? I had a team of about 308 people via, and it was really amazing. But I always felt that all of them were so motivated. They wanted to do so well, but there was that one thing that was lacking, which was confidence. And I realized the need. Because, so many people face so many issues in life, maybe early on in life, that builds up and stops and prevents them from being the best version of themselves, which is when I decided to launch my brand called Skéveur, which basically talks about image consultancy, and we're into training services, confidence building, self-esteem issues. We do a lot of soft skills training. So that's when I decided to launch Skéveur. And here I am today, 1 year into this, and it's been great so far.
And we're going to be talking all about Skéveur because I think, number one, what you're doing for businesses is needed, especially in the times that we're dealing with COVID-19 and people, having to make adjustments to their business model and how they interact with people. Most people are doing it remotely, like what we're doing with Skype. A lot of people are making adjustments for their services and how they interact with their customers. So for you, walk us through what a client will experience when they book you for consulting.
Correct. So we have a website, which is how someone can book us or they can call us. And once they book us and they tell us that they're interested or they have these certain issues, a lot of people want to go through a change in their professional time, especially as you mentioned in times like these. A lot of people are being forced to switch careers, right? Because like when the job market crashes, people have to change jobs. They have to explore other options. So people come to us and they tell us, suppose the issue is that they're going through something in their professional life and they want an image makeover to suit another profession. So that's when we guide them. We give them a series of tests which helps us understand where they come from, what they have been through, what are the key areas that need to be worked upon. According to that, we customize a program for them and hand it out to them. And then we take them step by step. Earlier, it used to even be, at least in India, it used to be like face to face. We would try and do that. But now it's mostly over Zoom and Skype. And it's been great because it makes it more approachable. People can approach us more easily. We can reach out to people more easily. So it's been great.
So let's break down these services, and we're going to start with image management. For the listener, what is image management and why is that so important for a business?
For a business, for an individual, for everything, an image is so important because image is basically the way someone perceives you. And how much ever you might say that, oh, external appearance does not matter, or the way you are perceived by others does not matter, what you think of yourself is very important, which I agree with 100%. You have to have a high self-esteem. You have to have a high self-confidence, which is when you can step into the world and give things your best shot. But it's also important in today's day and age where the competition is so high, where opportunities are limited, right? Because you have to put your best foot forward. So an image management course basically helps you and trains you and put your best foot forward. And that's the main benefit of it. It can be in your personal life, it can be in your dating life, it can be in your family, it can be anywhere. Basically revolve and give you a complete 180-degree makeover on your image and the way others perceive you and the way you perceive yourself. And, Shamana, the thing is that some people think that image management is just a superficial thing, which is not. Of course, the way you dress and the way you carry yourself is very important, but it's so much more deeper than that. It's so much more deep-rooted because you have to go within you. You have to understand and go within you and see how you can make the change on the inside to look different and to appear different and to behave different on the outside.
And once again, we're talking to Sneha Krishnani. I practiced that like 20 times before the interview, and we're talking about her life and her entrepreneurship side and entrepreneurship business, specifically consulting with other businesses around the world for the corporate training. That's something that I think a lot of people in 9 to 5, they can really use that, especially if they're trying to go up the ladder in their career. What kind of corporate training can one expect? Or is this corporate training that business owners can apply for their employees?
It's both. So let me come to that. So corporate training can include induction training. So when an employee enters an organization, you need to set certain things clear, right? You need to train them. You need to explain what is the image of the company, what is the image of the organization, according to which they have to behave and they have to abide by. So corporate training includes that, includes induction trainings. And as I mentioned, I'm a marketing expert as well. So it sometimes also has marketing and art of negotiation trainings. It can include all of that. It also has specific training. For example, if a consultancy firm is sending a few of its employees overseas, and suppose they're going to Japan and they have, Japanese have a different way of behaving than Indians do. So they need the training in terms of dining etiquettes, in terms of all of that. So that can be from the company point of view. Now, in terms of an individual point of view, now, if you have worked for a PR firm initially, right, the culture tends to be way more relaxed and way more casual than if you're working in a consultancy firm. So that shift and that take up the ladder, these are what the different kind of corporate trainings include. And the benefit of it is mainly to mold you and to make you understand how to behave in a different corporate setup.
And also you do image building for an entrepreneur. So someone who wants to do image building, what is the right way and what's the wrong way to build your image? Okay,
so the wrong way, I would not get into that, but I would talk about the right way so that people follow that. So now when you're starting a new brand, right, what are the most important things? One is your brand name. One is the kind of image you want to portray. One is the social media image, which is really, really important these days. The kind of message that you want to portray online. The kind of, your vision, your mission, all of that. What does your company believe in? So all of these factors play a huge role in image building of a brand. So we ensure right from the naming to the logo, to the branding, to the social media, to the vision, mission of the brand, basically giving that brand a perfect fit or the perfect thing in the market before they launch. That is what a brand image building course includes.
And I saw you have lifestyle consulting. What is lifestyle consulting?
So in today's day and age, of course, before COVID, you see everyone so busy in their hustle and bustle and everyone's so busy running around. So many people do not understand that taking care of your life in terms of your health, in terms of your, what you're eating, how much you're working out, it's also important because if we don't respect our body, the body that we've come in, we're not going to be able to work. It's so important to stay physically and mentally fit in order to do well in life. It cannot be just that, oh, I wake up one day and I'm going to be the best entrepreneur, or I'm going to be the best employee of the year or the month. I have to be an all-rounder, right? So lifestyle consulting basically talks about nutrition, health, diet, what to eat, your workout routines, spiritually the things that you can do in order to have that mental health balance, which is so important, especially in the COVID situation, because so many of us are trapped in a different environment, right? I mean, tell me, when was the last time that you sat at home for 4 months? It's very rare. It's something that we've never done, nor in our school life, nor in our college life. So this is why lifestyle consulting is a very important aspect of Skéveur, because we talk about all the different ways in which you can lead a healthy and a balanced life.
And once again, on I.M.B. Focus Radio, we are talking to Miss Sneha Krishnani and her company, Skéveur. And I mean, just saying that makes me feel so sophisticated. Like, it's like, man, this is like luxury that she's doing. But we are talking a lot of things that brands right now, businesses all around the world, everyone's hurting, like we said moments ago with COVID-19. When you are dealing with clients right now, what are some of their most current fears, not fears, I would say, but concerns as far as them keeping their business flowing?
So what has happened in the last 4 months is that only the essentials and the medical companies are really doing well, right? People have the luxury segment and the consumer market, be it anything, be it clothes, be it makeup, be it anything, because people don't have anywhere to wear that to, which is why they have stopped consuming. So the consumers have changed their mindset. So the brands are basically worried about, oh, how much time is it going to take to bounce back? Should we be investing so much in marketing? But to be honest, the right approach would be, yes, you have to invest in marketing, because right now when the market is so dry, when people are not really buying so much, when other brands are so confused, now would be the best time to create your brand name. Now would be the best time to jump in and create that brand recall that has been missing. Because all you hear right now is COVID, 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 COVID. So the brands are really worried. And I think the best thing would be to jump right in, start marketing, use social media as a big platform because it's easily accessible. It has such a good reach. So I think this is what brands are really focusing on right now. And this is what even we have been pushing them for. Because I think offline marketing right now won't really help anyone, because not that people are really getting out. So yeah, but there is hope. I'm sure we all are going to bounce back. I'm sure things are going to go back to normal. So we're all very desperately waiting for that. But right now, the best approach would be to keep calm and to keep yourself visible, because going off the grid is not going to help anybody.
That's very true. And for a business owner who's listening right now, they need to go to Skéveur.com and make sure you spell it right. That's Skéveur.com. When they go to your website and they book you for your services, are there ways for them to break down plans one-on-one? Or do you just kind of say, hey, this is how we kind of do it, A, B, C, and D?
Yeah. So we do have certain aspects where we have written, right, where we would have the primary approach that, okay, someone comes to us, they just want our material, they just want our data, they get that, right? The second one would be where they get personalized trainings from me, where we have Q&A rounds where I give them personal sessions, and they also get the data, which is the moderate one, which is what we aim for everyone to go for, because that's the one with the most amount of benefit, because they get personal training from me as well as the data, right? The last one would be content, a lot of long-term subscriptions, newsletters, as well as one-on-one coaching with me, probably 6 or 7 times a year. So we have it divided. There are these 3 categories that people can go in for. But I would recommend everyone to go in, especially right now, for the second category, because you do get your problem solved as well as you get the content to keep, which you can go through anytime.
And what advice will you give to a new entrepreneur, someone who's been on the fence thinking about, okay, I should start my own brand. I should just launch my business right now. Perfect timing right now to really kind of make your dreams come true. What would you say words of wisdom for someone who's thinking about starting really soon?
So I would honestly say, please go for it, because I myself always knew since I was a little girl that I wanted to do my own thing, but probably something stopped me. It was maybe the fear, or it was, okay, now is not the right time, but it's never the right time. You have to just go for it. So I would say go for it right now, especially when you have so much time, when you're probably taking a break from your job or you're working from home. You have so much time because you're never going to be fully ready. Right? Even today, it's been a while, but I don't feel like I'm fully ready. There's so much more. But you keep learning, you keep growing, and that's the best way to go about it. And honestly, you're never going to get what you want sitting in your comfort zone. Because, I mean, anyone can have a great job. Anyone can. I honestly, I'm not just saying this just to say it, but I loved my job. I loved my staff. I loved my boss, everyone. It was a brilliant experience. I was traveling so much. I had an amazing paycheck coming in every month. But something told me, Sneha, okay, is this giving you satisfaction? No, despite all of that, I did not have the satisfaction. So if you have that will inside of you to do something of your own and you have a plan, then you please take the calculated risk and go in for it. Don't just jump in. You need to have a basic plan. Of course, you might not know everything, but you need to have a basic plan. So I would say just jump right in. If you have measured your pros and your cons, and this is something you're really passionate about, because there's no better time than today. That's what I would like to say.
And you listen to Iron Refocus Radio. We are talking to Miss Sneha Krishnani and her amazing company, Skéveur. And we're going to wrap this up pretty soon. But before we let you go, you mentioned a key point, I think, in the conversation about your transition from being an employee to becoming an employer and becoming your own boss. I think that's a very important key to this interview. How was that transition for you? And what was some of the things you were able to learn along the way?
So I'm honestly very, very grateful for the experience, the corporate experience that I had ever since a very young age. My first job was with KPMG, even before my MBA. And though I loved working in a team and I loved having a boss, but there was always that thing, okay, no, I need to do things my own way. I didn't like doing things the way other people asked me to. And so that always told me, okay, Sneha, you have to be your own boss one day. So the transition wasn't all that rough, because since I had planned from a very young age that this is what I want to do, a lot of people do slip into a lot of issues when they start a business without taking the right kind of steps and the measures, and they do not calculate the risk. So they slip into a lot of issues and they face a lot of setbacks, which troubles them. But I think one thing you need to do and be when you are an entrepreneur is have thick skin, right? You need to be very kind to your employees and you need to be understanding towards your clients. But there will be people who will say no to you. You might reach out to 100 people and only maybe 10 or 5 people might want your service. So you have to be okay, and you have to be okay with rejection. You cannot take it upon your ego. You cannot take it upon your self-esteem. You have to stay confident. You have to keep sailing the boat. So that was one thing which I was very clear about, which is why when I took the leap at the age of 26, I was very sure, okay, now I'm ready. Now I do not get affected. Yeah. So I think that was one of the most important steps. And there's been no looking back for me. And I've been very happy with this decision because of the fact that I'm thick-skinned towards rejection. You have to learn to face rejection. And if you are passionate about what you're doing, and if you think a few rejections can make you stop it, then I'm sorry, you are not. So keep going and only take up something that you know you will not be able to give up no matter what you go through. You have to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. And that's the only way to succeed.
Sneha Krishnani.
Yeah.
So when people see, this is perfect because everybody has to learn, everybody has to grow. It's all about self-awareness and responsibility. When you're taking the actions, you have to have the time to reflect so you can grow in the areas that you're weak. I'm pretty sure you do that with all these entrepreneurs that are using your services. You find their flaws and their weakness and you help them strengthen that. So before we let you go, what is that secret sauce that everyone is looking for when it comes to building a good, solid brand?
So I think a foundation is based on reality. You need to, as I mentioned, weigh your pros and cons. You need to be realistic because you cannot do something based on an imaginary world. Everyone has their weaknesses, everyone has their strengths. So I think reality and knowing where you want to be, having a plan, to have a blueprint, you need to know, okay, 5 years from now, this is where I see myself. Be realistic, be positive, surround yourself with positivity, have a very, very optimistic view towards life, but at the same time, be a realistic. Don't float in your la la land. And I think that's how you can build a great brand. Take it because if you're so passionate about it, the fact that you're thinking of giving up a career which might already exist, and you're thinking of doing something that clearly shows that you have a belief in something, and to put that belief into action, you need to come to Skéveur, and we'll help you weigh your pros and your cons, and eventually get there and build the brand of your dreams. And honestly, the best business strategy is something that basically helps people. If your business is willing to solve someone's problem, anything, it can be a solution. Basically, focus on offering a solution because that's the only way your business is going to succeed in the long term. Because it should not land up as a fad. So many fads. Why is it called a fad? Because fads come and go. But if you have a long-term business plan, if you want to build a billion-dollar company, which we all do, right? So please find a service or a product that solves people's problems because that will never go out of style. So I think that's the biggest secret.
That's it, man. Once again, we're talking to Sneha Krishnani, and you go to Skéveur.com. That's Skeeveur.com. Make sure you book her and find her services. Follow her on social media. And man, what would you like to tell the audience before you leave today?
I would like to say that in these tough times, all we can do is hope for the best. We do not have to let the environment of the energy affect our mental balance. We have to stay positive. We have to stay calm. We have to come out as better people. And I wish all of you the very best. And thank you, Shamaya, for having me.
Once again, like we always say on every single show, keep God first, stay focused, and peace.
Thanks for listening to I Am Refocused Radio, brought to you by Documation. Documation is a full-service technology solutions company that provides IT, print, and software managed services. Headquartered in San Antonio, Documation has been serving customers across Texas for nearly 30 years. Visit Mation.com today. Hi, San Antonio. Need a barber? Visit our good friend Rico Rodriguez, the owner of Rockafellas Barbershop in San Antonio, Texas, 1733 Babcock Road, and book your appointment today by calling 210-782-5188.